Um, I guess my name is Matthew Rushin. I'm here with Nicola, and we're talking about neurodivergent things while drinking some tea. Not really. I mean, I guess eventually, because I know I need to get back into my tea drinking, and I feel like that would be another conversation we can have. Because neurodivergence also tend more to tea than coffee. I'm finding that more and more interesting as I meet more and more autistics that are tea drinkers. It's just interesting. But I I read a lot about mental health, and I want to help in mental health. I don't know how else to put that, but I've experienced a lot of pain and anguish and turmoil and travesty in my life regarding people. And I know that I am not alone in that pain. So if I can somehow use the information I have in my head to prevent that pain from reaching other people, I will do so. And that's why I'm here with you.
Yeah, and I'm Nicola. Usually people know me as Nanny Orts. That's where I blog under.
Hmm.
I did a typical thing when I was identified as autistic. And I went, okay, so what does that mean for me? And they went, well, you're autistic. Or rather, they said you had autism, um, which wasn't very helpful. So I went and started deep diving and started talking to people and finding out more. And of course, once my brain caught on to an interest, off I went, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And so now what I found was when I talked to people that this information, you know, it's as hard for other people to find this information as it was for me. So now I'm out there sharing it and stuff. And,
Hmm.
I like my word plays, which is why we are the T on ND, because A, tea drinker, and B, the tea, the truth
Yes,
about ND. Um,
always.
the pun of the two appeal to my humor.
Two
Um,
birds with one stone works beautifully right now.
I am, I am a dad jokes pun person. You thought, you know, two peanuts walk into a bar, one was assaulted. Um,
No, okay, so oh man, I don't know. I use this joke wherever I can. It's not racist, but it's not racist. It's not racist, it's not offensive, it doesn't have any profanity in it. But it's a play on words, and I love it so much. So the joke is, why are black people so tall? It's going off the stereotype that black people are taller than everybody else. I mean, I guess if you really want to look at it that way, African Americans are generally taller than Caucasian Americans, or Africans in general are part of the taller populace as far as everybody else on Earth. So yes, technically speaking, you could say that, but you gotta specify by saying in general, not everyone. But anyways, the joke is, why are black people so tall? Because they're Negroes. Like they're Negroes and then they're Negroes. Yeah, so
and
it's like, but
that is a joke that you can tell, and I couldn't.
yes. So that's why I pick and choose. But like that is my number one favorite joke. If I ever need to make myself laugh, I tell myself that joke because it reminds me of how serious people have gotten, and how humor has changed, and it reminds me of a whole bunch of other things that brings me out of whatever mental, you know, drain spiral I've somehow thrown myself into.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
yeah,
yeah, me and my young person, ever since my young person found the joke, what's brown and sticky?
I stick
It's stick.
that, but that's like, it's funny. I don't know how else
Yeah,
to put it.
and they,
That's genius.
ever since then, the two of us have just bonded over these, You know, these things, you know, why can't the skeleton go to the ball? Because they got nobody to go with.
No, no. Why didn't the skeleton go to prom? Because they didn't have the guts to ask anyone out. Yeah, I've heard that one too. Like, but it's like these jokes are phenomenal. You
Yeah.
know, it's like you have to laugh at them because it's like who thought of them? I would never be able to think of something as simple as that because my mind is always running a million miles ahead of myself. Like I would never think to make a joke about why is the chicken crossing the road to get to the other side? Like that, like
When I found out how dark that one was, I was so sad.
dark.
Yeah. The other side, as in passed on.
I thought he's literally walking to the other side of the road. Now he's dying. Oh goodness, that's horrible.
Yeah, so
That's like finding out
if you cross the
about.
road, you get run over. That's the and I when I found that, I'm like, my childhood's gone.
That's horrible. That's like that's like finding out Ring Around the Rosie is about the Black Plague. I was young when I found that one out. That
Mm.
completely ruined every single nursery rhyme for me. Like the amount of nursery rhymes that were created by like I know some nursery rhymes are like German nursery rhymes that are created from like bad lore or like haunting lore. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me. I would have to look that up. But no, there are some there are certain German nursery but they're for kids. Why are you creating nursery rhymes for kids that are about folks dying, folks getting chopped up, folks getting kidnapped in
Uh,
the woods? I don't
my
know.
my grandmother's favorite bedtime story when we were little was a one
Hmm.
called Struel Peter, of this guy who had scissors for hands, who had come to chop off your hands if they found you out of bed. This is what we
That's
went to
like
sleep to.
that's like the Crooked Man or like Slender Man or some one of the what?
And
Goodness.
this was in a children's book. This is standard.
Well, that's one way to keep a child in bed.
It is definitely one way to keep a child in bed. Um,
Hmm.
and especially because she had, you know, slightly sick sense of humor. So she would walk past the door.
Hmm.
If she thought we were chatting in bed, she just walked past the door and go snip, 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 snip.
Oh, that's a dick move. That is far below the belt. That is definitely far below the belt.
She was, yeah. Again, not saying she's autistic or anything,
That's funny.
but yeah. So yeah, so this is where we're at. I am passionate about getting the truth out about neurodiversity and
Yes.
neurodivergence because
Hmm.
so much, so many misconceptions out there, so many myths out there, so much damaging beliefs that
So, no,
are
no, so much damage being done in general, like just damage overall
and
to, yeah.
and if we just understood more, if we just understood what's
Mhm.
going on a bit more, and so that's me. That's um and yeah, I suppose I ought to say I'm a parent as well. Yeah,
Hey,
so
look, I'm a
I've been
parent to four cats.
I've been, you know, so I've been through the parenting thing. I've been a single parent, so I know when I talk about um meeting your child's needs, I know how tough that is. I'm not saying it from some airy fairy um you know, single person perspective. When I say this is useful, this helps, and this works, it does because I did it and it did.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, because when I was a parent, all of everything I did, I was told I was doing wrong. I was told I was a weak parent. I was a doormat. I was giving in. You should let your child cry it out. You should. So many, so many. What I feel is very bad parenting advice, but standard parenting advice that you hear everywhere. You know, you see Super Nanny standing on TV giving out this advice, and you just go, learn. Don't stop selling this bad advice. This is bad advice. Stop
Right.
doing it. I mean, yes, there's more than Super Nanny, but Super Nanny is, just an example of what's considered standard normal parenting, and it's not helpful, especially not helpful if you have neurodivergent children. It's really not helpful if you've got neurodivergent children. But I don't think it's
Hmm.
good for any child, but that's my personal. I can only speak for neurodivergent children because my young person was neurodivergent. So